Iman Gadzhi, Charlie Morgan, Alex Eubanks, Alex Hormozy, Danko, Trent Twins, Jordan Welch, and the list goes on and on. They are all trapped by the same pattern because this is the pattern that rules all over every creator, and I call it the S-line. I'm on my journey of understanding content creation at a profound level, and I have found out by analyzing others that there is this pattern existing all over the place, and it's consuming every piece of creator that exists. But that's enough about me. I want you to understand what this S-line is, how this works, and how can you break this pattern. What is the S-line? The S-line is a graph which I have found on each and every creator which I have analyzed. It looks like this. As time passes, this creator is getting little traction, then from nothing it blows off, and then it pops down. It starts slowing down. This is what I call the S-line. Why it is S-line? Because if I look at an S, I see the same drawing here. So I think the S-line is a perfect name for this. Now, how it works is usually the results, which is the views in time. Now, if you don't believe me, let's take a look at the proofs, because there is enough proof here. Charlie Morgan, Iman Gadzhi, Jordan Welch, Danko, Sebastian Georgiou, Sebastian Esqueda, Jordan Brown, a lot. You can see here there's a lot of proof which shows how this thing is existing overall on every kind of platform. Now what is really important is how this works. So let's go and take a look at how does this work. It has 3 phases. Let me draw it down again for you so you have a better understanding. This is results and this is time. There is the first phase. This is the first phase. This is the second phase, and this is the third phase. 1, 2, 3. The first phase is the start. This is when the creator is starting to create. This is when there is little traction and a linear growth over time. There is nothing here which is amazing or something which is really huge results. This is just slowly getting the traction. The algorithm starts to know what is this person's target audience and similar stuff that is happening. This is the first phase. This is nothing important. The next is the blow up. Now this is the most interesting part. This is the blow up. This is when from literally getting low amounts of views per day, it just blows up to significant amounts of views every day. So I have seen similarly, like from 1,000 views per day, we go into like 100 views per day, and that is 10 times, not 10 times, sorry, 100 times more, and that is a huge blow up. Now the question is that why does this exist? So why do from that the person from nothing almost blow up to 100 times more? And as I have started to analyze what people have been doing, I have seen also a pattern here. So the reason of the blow up is this uniqueness thing. Now what do I mean? Wait for a minute here. Well, uniqueness comes into play because people are really drawn to something unique. It tends to attract attention much better than something which is really usual or have been in the place a lot of times. So for example, I can say that for Charlie Morgan, what happened is that he started posting whiteboard videos. So before that, he was posting videos which were like all of the guru types videos, but he had this click in him and he started doing whiteboard videos and he just blew up like this. Or we can talk about Iman Gadzhi. Iman Gadzhi was doing vlogs a ton, and then he also went into the guru type videos, then started doing the events. The events which he did, I remember because I have watched them, blow up his channel from nothing to multiple millions of views, or not views, or followers in a really short period of time. And that is just because he was unique, because that wasn't or haven't been on these platforms before. Of course, you can question whether whiteboard videos with Charlie Morgan was, or events in different niches were or not were on the platform, but in that niche, with that target audience, that type wasn't existing. It just blew up. This is the blow up part. So if right now you are not blowing up, you can think about, okay, now I know that all of these big creators did something differently and they blew up. So if you have started content creation and you have a very good understanding of it and your foundational skills are developed, then you can go into thinking about, well, how can I blow up? How can I blow up? Well, you have to do something unique. Now, there's a problem here also, because you cannot be focusing on the views. All the time you have to be focusing on what you give to the viewer, but make sure that when you're thinking about blowing up, you think about how can you approach this content creation in different terms. So not thinking about, okay, I want to make, let's say in short types of videos, you will be thinking about, I will be thinking from talking head videos, I will be creating motivational videos. Well, that is not unique. You have to approach it differently, not change, but approach content creation in a different form, a different way, and collect information from different places and put it together and just blow up. Now, the third part is the boring part. Whoa! This is the part where people get bored. So think about it. You're starting here and you're just literally starting. It's nothing amazing. Here you've changed something, changed your approach to content creation, and this is the effect. You blow up. But after some time of you literally doing the same stuff, and because it gets a lot of attraction and attention, what will happen is that people will be bored of it. So if you're doing, I don't know, the whiteboard videos from Charlie Morgan, firstly, amazing, very good. Then after a time, people get bored of it. So because it's the same again and again, people will get bored of it. It's nothing new, it's not unique. They have seen this whiteboard video again. In the same way, what is happening is that other people from other places starting to copy this type of video. So there's a ton of people who are like the idea of monkey see, monkey do. What they do is, oh, this video is performing well, let me copy it. So what they are doing is they are starting to copy other people's types of content. So if you are unique in your target audience, if this is your target audience and what the target audience sees, all the red dots represent someone different. If you were this big black dot, no racism, what this means is that you are unique. But if everyone changes their representation and their looks to this, what is going to happen is that you are now not unique and they are not attracted to your views, to your videos. So what is going to happen is that these pieces of content will not perform that well, even though they're the same pieces of content and people have seen it a ton of different places, so they want to change and want to see something different. So what is going to happen is that you are going to be the boring guy. Your content from now on is not interesting. So this is the three parts of the three phases of this S-line, but I think there is a way to actually break this cycle. So how to break it? Well, firstly we have to think about it, because this is inevitable. If you do it correctly, this is inevitable. And why do I say this? Because if you think about it logically, if you go upwards and let's say you know that this S-line exists, and when you're blowing up somewhere here, you're changing up your whole content creation game again. You're doing a new approach. I don't know if I have told it, sorry, again, back to the start, inevitable. What you're going to do is you can break it, not in the form of breaking this part, but this part, and let me tell you why. So if you're the new boring guy here, you're really boring, what you will notice is that other types of content are performing really well. Because attention is flowing somewhere, it doesn't go away, because energy cannot be broken or cannot be created, it can only be transferred. So attention is transferred to different pieces of content. So if you're doing the same pieces of content here on Steam, then you're not going to get very good views. But if you realize that, oh, this is what happened, then I'm going to change the whole approach of the content creation, then what you're going to see is, again, attraction is going to go to you. Now, to be honest, I haven't seen anyone do this. I haven't seen anyone be able to do this. But I think it's possible. I 100% think it's possible. If you can, again, change how you approach the content game, just like here, I think you can, again, get all of the attention back. Now, what is important is that this is inevitable, so nowhere else can you do it just after the boring phase. So back to the thing which I was saying a minute ago, if you would want to change it here, because you have realized, okay, I'm blowing up, but I don't want to be the boring guy, let's change this. If you change here, then you are so different that the people who come will not understand what's up. So what you're going to expect is a very fast plateau. Like people have seen you this way and they are just going to be like, whoa, what is this? No, I was still interested in that. So what is going to happen is that you have to wait for the time where you're going to be the boring guy. Now this is not a problem because still you're bowing up. So after it happened, you have a time of realizing of what did you miss. Because this can be this long, or this can be also, let me draw it again, this long. And this is much faster because you have realized that, oh, I am the boring person. Let's change it. Let's change it to something different. So this is really a good way to understand how this content creation can be maximized, this S-line, because you cannot break this cycle. Like, this is inevitable. This is going to come to you. This is not something you can break. Again, when you're going to go forwards, if you again blow up, what is going to happen is that you're also going to be the boring one. Then you are going to plateau again. Then you can also come up. So this can be done for a lot of periods of time. But what is important is that you have to realize that what is happening here. You have to change your approach to content creation. And this is really important because this is possible to do. The only thing which is important for you is to realize what is happening. Okay, I blew up, and if you see really the views dropping down, you have to realize that, okay, stop, I'm the boring one, now I have to change. So, I think this is the way how you can break this cycle, and we know how to break out from this cycle, how to go from start to blow up, then the boring, and we have to minimize how much time we spend in the boring part. Of course, this is the first part we all want to have, and this is going to come. It's a question, nothing else. It's a question of your start. How much time can you allocate to creating content? How much time do you have to learn content creation? How much time can you spend with content creation? How much time do you have to analyze content creation? This is all the questions which will help you to understand how much time will it take for you to blow up. Because if you are not really good in creating your scripts, then you cannot expect to approach the content game differently and get really good results. Well, of course, that could happen, but that is not 100%. Of course, I'm talking scripts about, let's say, short form content. That is an example, but long form and every single thing here matters the same way. So this is really important that you start content creation and practice as much as possible, and when that's done, you can go to the next part, which is the blow up, and you are approaching differently content creation. And inevitably you're going to come to the boring part, and after that you have to realize it and also approach content creation differently. Now, what I advise you to do, if you're a content creator, agency owner, coach, consultant, or anyone related to content creation, there's a link down below where I and other eager content creators can help you get more views and make more money. Check it out, it's in the description below. It's not free, it's paid, but you will see it in the description below. See you later.